everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Leigh. I'm an indie author and freelance editor, and today I'm talking to you about what I hope will be my writing schedule next month during NaNoWRIMO. So if you didn't already know, and I would be surprised if you didn't know this, but you might not, October around here is referred to as Preptober, meaning we are prepping and preparing for National Novel Writing Month in November. So I actually have a Preptober workbook. My previous video is all about the Preptober workbook. I will link it down below if you are interested. If you don't know what this is, that video will tell you all about it. But in a nutshell, it is essentially a workbook that will help you plan and prepare for NaNoWRIMO. So today I am working out of the Preptober workbook to kind of take a look at how much time I have, what type of writing routine I want to develop, what my writing schedule is, etc. And I have really been struggling with this. You guys know this if you have watched, a few of my past vlogs, a few of my past videos. I even did an entire video about my writing slump, which will also be linked down below. I've been struggling, you guys. I haven't written anything in weeks. I did have a really good outlining and planning session maybe a week or so ago. I just was listening to my playlist, and I have a big whiteboard that I was putting a bunch of sticky notes on, just planning and preparing and prepping. But I've been having a really, really rough time just balancing my workload with creative stuff. I have not been doing a very good job of it. Even my YouTube has been suffering a little bit. So I have a lot of learning to do. We are going to go ahead and dive into my writing routine and my writing schedule. I already filmed this, so we're gonna jump over to that while I kind of talk through everything that is on this spread. And also keep in mind that the workbook I'm working out of is an earlier version. It's like a proof copy kind of. So if you got the Preptober workbook, or if you're going to get the Preptober workbook, yours will have more design elements. It'll essentially be prettier than mine because mine is just kind of basic. So, okay, so looking at the writing routines page, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 questions on here that you can answer to help you figure out how much time do you actually have? How much time do you want to dedicate to a project? What other things take up your time? So just trying to prompt you to look deeper into the amount of time actually available to you, how much time you spend on other things like Netflix or, scrolling through Instagram, anything like that, anything that can kind of be cut out of your life to benefit your creative process, I guess you could say. So the first question here is, how often do you want to write? I said 3 to 5 days a week, and that is just because I feel it's unrealistic for me to say I want to write every single day, I want to write 7 days a week, just because right now I'm writing 0 days a week and I'm writing 0 words a week. So I know that this NaNoWRIMO is going to be really difficult for me. I do not see myself winning NaNoWRIMO this year. And again, we could talk about that in a totally different video. For me, NaNoWRIMO, I hope it's going to be something that'll just get me back into writing and help me develop that habit again and help me develop that routine, because I don't write at all right now. Well, granted, I work with books every single day because I edit every single day and I love it, but I'm not writing my own stuff. I'm not editing my own stuff. So I think 3 to 5 days a week would be perfect for me. The next question is, what time of day are you most creative? That's really, really easy. I am most creative in the mornings, early mornings especially. I am not very creative at nighttime. Nighttime is when I like to kind of listen to music and brainstorm, or listen to music and just let my mind kind of get carried away and find new ideas. So evening might be good for brainstorming or outlining, or just getting new ideas, kind of refilling the creative well, I guess you could say. But in terms of writing, definitely early morning. I am not a night owl at all. I'm very much an early bird. Is that what it's called? An early bird gets the worm. That's what I am. So definitely an early morning writer. Next question is, what time do you wake up during the week, and what about on weekends? So this is pretty much the same across the board. I said between 7 and 8 all week. During the weeks, I tend, during the actual weekdays, I tend to get up around 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then on weekends, sometimes I let myself sleep in until 8:30. I'm very fortunate that I don't have to set an alarm in the morning. I don't have to set an alarm. I can get to work whenever I want to because I have my own business and I work for myself, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And my body just naturally wakes up usually between 7 and 8. But if I go to bed too late, or if I'm, really drained or fatigued, which is how I've been feeling recently, just with all the work I've been doing, then usually on weekends I'll get up around 8:30. What time do you go to bed during the week and on weekends? So between 10 to 12 all week is what I said. Then I said I could certainly go to bed earlier. I don't like going to bed really late. It's like this bad habit that I've kind of gotten into, and I think it's because I've been working really, really long hours. Sometimes I won't finish work until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And, that for me could be like 10 hours in front of the computer, like a 10-hour workday doing, really tedious copy editing work. So I'm really exhausted. But I find that, if I don't finish work until 8 o'clock at night, then I then have to, make dinner and eat, shower, get ready for bed, and then I need time to unwind. And I've needed more time to unwind recently just because I am so tightly wound. Like I'm generally just kind of a high stress, high anxiety type person. Granted, I've gotten a lot better over the past couple years. I'm a lot better than I used to be. But I usually take some time to unwind. So I've been going to bed later, like around 11:30, 12, and I don't like that. I like going to bed at 10, 10:30. So that's why I said on here I could certainly go to bed earlier, especially if I want to start getting up earlier so that I can write. But we'll talk about that soon. The next one, what are your work hours or hours you are unavailable? So, I went really like minimalist with this answer. I said minimum is 10 to 5. That's like super, super minimum, 10 to 5. And then I said, but I often end up working until like 8 or 9 at night. That is definitely something that happens. I have some vlogs up on my channel, where I am sitting at my desk and it is like pitch black outside, it's dark in the house, and I'm working until like 8 or 9 o'clock. So saying 10 to 5 is really like dreamland, but that's what I would like to get to. October is really busy. The end of October is going to be a little bit more quiet so I can do more prepping. November is going to be pretty busy, but I did have one client reschedule, so that gives me a little bit of breathing room. Just for the sake of filling out my writing schedule, I'm going to do 10 to 5 because that's the habit I would like to get into. I would like to develop that routine instead of working until 9 o'clock at night because that's not good for me. Okay, next question is, what would you be willing to give up to make time for writing? And I felt I was being completely honest when I said, I don't think there's much I could give up. I'm not complaining, I'm not being a whiner or anything like that, but just truthfully, honestly, I don't do much outside of work. That is mostly what I do here. Even my YouTube has been suffering lately. Every so often, I'll go out to dinner with my family. I got to go and see my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew this weekend. They had us over for dinner, which was really nice. So every so often I will go out and I will do something, but generally every day, 7 days a week, I am working. Usually, even on weekends, I usually work about 5 hours. So I said, I don't think there's much I could give up except maybe the time I spend drinking coffee in bed in the morning. And the only reason I say that is because, again, I am a morning writer. I like getting up early. I like doing the early bird thing. So maybe I could give up a little bit of the like relaxation time that I do in the morning. And instead of drinking my coffee in bed and like waking up slowly, I could get up, make myself coffee, and then go to the desk and just work on my project. So that's kind of my idea. Next question, what aren't you willing to give up for writing? And I said I won't work late at night, like I won't write late at night because again, I don't like working late into the evenings unless I absolutely have to. So I said I won't work late at night or sacrifice time with loved ones. So like I said, I went and I had dinner with my family. I'm really enjoying spending time with my nephew. So that has been really healthy for me and it helps refill the well a little bit. Like I have to allow myself to go do those things. So I said that those are the two things that I won't sacrifice. But there's not much else in my life right now that could be given up for writing because I'm in a really weird place. Okay, so now that I've answered all the questions, we are going to jump over to the actual writing schedule. Okay, so starting off, sleep. I marked off, depending on the day of the week, about 10 p.m. to like 7 a.m. for sleeping time. And of course, on the weekends, I gave myself a little bit more time to sleep in. And then on like Friday night, Saturday night, I bumped it down to like 11 p.m. because if I'm going to sleep in on a Saturday or a Sunday anyway, then it's cool if I want to stay up a little bit later. So that's what I have on here for sleep time. And then even though I said I only wanted to write 3 to 5 days a week, I went ahead and I put writing on here 7 days a week just so that I know, okay, you know, if I missed a day or if I skipped a day, here's the time that I could realistically work. So I said from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Sundays and Saturdays. So that's just like a couple hours on mornings, like in the morning on weekends. And then I said from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. So again, I usually get to work on editing stuff at 10 a.m. So I could realistically write from 7 to 9 and then still have time to get ready, make myself breakfast, have another cup of coffee, stuff like that. So I did build writing into 7 days, even though I don't think I'll be writing 7 days a week. You can see here Monday through Friday, that pale blue color, that's just other. So that's like, again, getting ready, having breakfast, having another cup of coffee. So I did build that into my day because I was just thinking ahead, because I can't just go from writing immediately into working on client work. There has to be a little bit of a transition there. And then Monday through Friday, I work from 10 a.m. to, I actually did 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on here. And I do think that's a little bit more realistic. So 10 to 6. And then on Thursdays, I blocked out a little bit of time because every Thursday I go and I have my eyelashes refilled. And that's just like a little bit of self-care for me that I enjoy doing every Thursday. It's just going for like an hour or so, having this done. My sister does my eyelashes, so I get to see family, I get to see my nephew, so that's fun. So I put that in on Thursdays. And actually I made a mistake, and I'm just so used to working on weekends that I actually originally went through and said that I was gonna work on Saturday, Sunday, and I made a little bit of a mistake. So I just went and I got some white sticker paper. I cut it out, I put a sticker paper over those mistakes, and I corrected them. So again, this is even coming from somebody who has done bullet journaling for years. Like, I make mistakes all the time, so don't worry about making mistakes in your workbook or your journal or whatever. Just cover it up and keep on going. On weekdays at least, I said from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is my time to just unwind and relax. That's eating dinner, hanging out with Greg, watching a movie, listening to music, catching up on YouTube, anything like that that I just want to do, you know, reading a book. Oh my gosh, like I read books for my job, which is amazing, but that's like working, like work reading. I have not been doing much just like relax reading. So I would really like to read more during November as well. So I have that built in there on the evenings. And then of course on Sunday and Saturday, I built in a lot of time for other. So that might be going grocery shopping, going to Home Depot if we need something, you know, running errands, anything like that, going to see family, going on a hike. God, I have not hiked in so long. Oh my gosh, why am I even saying these things? I wish that was realistic. I would love to go for a hike. Maybe in November I could start going for hikes on the weekends. You know, going for hikes, stuff like that. And then in the evenings, I give myself more time to relax. So looking at this, you can see that I am trying to be really realistic with myself. In past years, I was able to push myself really hard in NaNoWRIMO. Last year I almost won, but my wrists kind of gave out on me. You can check my NaNoWRIMO vlogs from last year if you're interested in seeing that. I was super close. I was in the 40,000s and my wrists totally gave out on me. But this year I am trying to be a little bit more realistic. So I only have 2 hours of writing time scheduled throughout the week. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. I only have 2 hours of writing time scheduled every single day, and I'm kind of expecting to pick and choose which days work for me. But yeah, so here is my writing schedule. This was really fun to fill out. I just listened to like my music on Pandora while I was doing this. So if you guys would like to get a workbook so that you can fill out your writing routine and your writing schedule, it is 100% donation based, so everybody can get one. You can find the link down below this video. So if you would like a Preptober workbook, just click that link down below. And yeah, there will be that video linked below as well if you want to learn a little bit more about it. So that is my writing routine and my writing schedule. Fingers crossed I can stick to it, but I have a lot of work to do before I can do that. So I am going to go ahead and get back to my editing work for the day. Thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the Preptober Workbook, and I hope it is really, really helpful to you. That's why I put it together every single year. All right, thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Link is down below in the description. Bye!